I graduate at the Faculties of Arts, Chulalongkorn University, a theater department, and I love performance. Then I continue my graduate degree at West Virginia University in theater, and I achieve on creating the musical theater is a Thai traditional theater called Ligue. And then I move on to have my own troupe to do experimental theater for John Guare, Musica. Then I feel like I want to do something that I really love, is filmmaking. So I spent 3 years program on the graduate school, teach schools of the arts. That's how I began my career as a filmmaker. I graduated from there with my classmates like Spike Lee, David Rosenfield. In that year is the year that we were trained to be a pioneer filmmaker in the United States on the East Coast. And that I move on to the documentary filmmaking. I began my filmmaking at the border of Thailand to document refugees' life. They're all displaced from their own country. I did remember their eyes. They feel of hope to live for. In the midst of life crisis, in the midst of their own displacement, that really moved me a lot about humanity. Then I first become a kind of director, production manager, and a small group that led by the outstanding scholar in Thailand, Dr. Mattani Ratanin. I walk along the border of Thailand. Behind me is a cameraman and the soldiers, and I walk in the front. And then I caught my eye that's a red Khmer Rouge soldier. He stood there to watch us on his territory. I look at him with the gun, and I know that the young Khmer Rouge soldier always just shot everybody if he didn't feel that he was, in a safe place. So I stopped and I looked face to face with him. Inside of me, I said to myself that I just graduated from NYU and I'm going to die right now. It could happen in a second if he shot me and he shot the rest and he gonna get killed by the Thai soldier. I stood there in a minute and I took a deep breath. Then I said to look at him again, and I said, let's go, let's move on. And he looked at me and he nodded his head like he gave me life back. And then he lowered down his machine gun. It was the first time in my life that I challenged the crisis, and I moved on, and then I began to interview, and that's the first piece of film about how we can save the culture, and that was my first filmmaking. After that experience, I had a chance to continue my PhD degree called Performance Studies that I learned all kind of cross disciplines, from social anthropology to performance theories, and I became performance theorist. After 15 years of doing field work at that time, I volunteered to build diversity, the concept of diversity in New York. That's the time that the Mayor Giuliani wants to, deconstruct the concept of melting pot, and to acknowledge all the ethnic groups that live together, but learn how to accept each other and accept the differences. That's how I began my career. The feature documentary that I did after I got the title of Emerging Filmmaker for Women in Film in 2007 in Los Angeles is the Building for Life, Moving AIDS to the Positive Light. I returned home and I had a chance to meet a group of Thai women watched. They joined the UN group in order to talk about how we can acknowledge about AIDS in Asia. At that time, AIDS is a silent epidemic in Asia, including Thailand. And I went to the UN in order to listen about how women could be accepted and live with AIDS with dignity. That's how I began to talk about women living with AIDS. It's not about dying. So I began to come back. That's how I learned to connect with the locals. That's the film that got the financial support for completion film from the Ministry of Culture, and allowed this film to be shown in the Thai Film Showcase at the 64th anniversary of Cannes Film Festival. The second feature film is called Elephants in Motion, Tales of Life Transformation. That this is one that really got world distributed and also got 18 awards in 3 months, from Los Angeles to Jakarta, Indonesia. I am very happy to meet all of you around the world who are distributors, TV commissioners, and all producers, that you are going to come to Thailand and meet me, who are also filmmaker who develop a lot of projects on European media platform, and willing to guide you and discuss with you with other teams that you might want to find out how to approach it, because that's the meaning of Building for Life, building a bridge between cultures through media.